Welcome, 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 welcome. We live. It's gonna be short because I'm pissed. This is gonna be short. I am livid right now. I'm beyond livid right now. I can't even explain the anger. I could explain the anger. Hold on, let me just make sure I let everybody know we live. Let me make sure I let everybody know, man. All right, we live. All right, hold on. I gotta do one more thing. Oh, I don't even got my headphones in. That's how you know I just, whoo, I'm red hot right now, bruh. Red hot. Upset. I'm disgusted right now. I'm beyond disgusted right now. Not only am I beyond disgusted, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Who's that? Hold on, multi-stream. Where's the multi-stream? Why doesn't it show? Malik Jackson. I am beyond pissed off, bro. Beyond pissed off, bro. Beyond pissed off. You don't even understand. Okay, we're gonna keep it calm though. We're not gonna keep it calm. I said when the Tory Lanez trials began, I was watching it closely. Initially, I'm like, okay, things could have happened. But here's the thing: when I heard Tory Lanez allegedly shot Meg, I thought about it and I said, what's the motive? What's the motive for just shooting a bitch in the leg? It's gotta be a motive. You don't just shoot a bitch in the leg. And then you had 1 million people on the internet saying, oh, he's guilty. He abused and he this and that. And I was like, bro, listen, bro, if y'all don't shut the fuck up, we need a motive. When you shoot somebody, you need a motive. You don't shoot nobody. What's the number one thing detectives look for? A motive. 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 So I'm sitting back, I'm watching. And as a matter of fact, I was talking to a shorty at the time. I was. And she's like, he hit her and he shot her. And I was like, you know what, bitch, you're ghosted. You dumb bitch, you're ghosted. You think I'm gonna talk to you? You got no brain. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, bro, listen, bro. Let's see what this evidence is about on this trial. Watching the trial, I'm like, wait, hold on. This ain't adding up. That ain't adding up. The other thing ain't adding up. And today we find out the bodyguard of Meg's best friend, allegedly, everything's alleged. Don't sue me. But I don't give a fuck. I'll fight the good fight for the truth. The motherfucking bodyguard came out and said he didn't do it. You got an innocent man in jail who got kids, an innocent black man in jail who got kids, who almost lost his life yesterday. All over some lies, bro. And today, we're going to break that down. I'm going to calm down a little bit. I hope we get through it. Y'all know when I crash, I rage quit. But we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. We're going to listen to this. I'm beyond pissed. I'm beyond disgusted. Beyond disgusted. They railroaded an innocent man who almost lost his life. He almost lost his life to a fucking lowlife. You got a motherfucking platinum artist walking around a prison yard, a level 3 prison yard. You don't understand. That man is hoping to get home. He got millions of dollars. He's a target. That is crazy, bro. Soulless.
Good morning, everybody.
This is
Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming out and lending your cameras to the world. We appreciate you being here. My name is Sunstar Peterson, well known as the father of Tory Lanez, but his family affectionately knows him as Daystar Peterson. This may seem not even to matter today, but it does to me.
I want to give props to the father. He's so well composed. If I was up there, I wouldn't be able to be well composed. You know how they say, God knows like he knows us so well to where he won't put you in a situation that you can't get. I wouldn't be able to be composed. I wouldn't be. My son got stabbed in prison and he's innocent. Allegedly, everything's alleged. Don't sue me. My son got stabbed in prison and he's innocent. And you motherfuckers cheer that shit on? I'm disgusted today. I'm disgusted. I'm angry. This is beyond anything I've ever seen, bro. This is ugly, it's evil, and it's all right. It should be punished. Whoever was behind this should be punished. Tenfold. Tenfold.
The reason why he bears the name Daystar is because I was scheduled to speak in a conference in Washington, D.C. back in the early 2000s. Back in the late 90s. My wife and I stayed in a hotel across the river in Northern Virginia. I was up praying before that conference that I was supposed to speak at that evening. As I paced back and forth in my hotel suite praying, I began to quote the scripture from 2 Peter chapter 1, and it states, "For you would do well to take heed as unto a light shining in a dark place, until the day dawns and the day star arises in your heart." I didn't know whether it was a boy or girl in my late wife's womb, but I heard the Holy Spirit said to me, that is the name of your child. That's why he bears that name today. Now we're standing in the United States of America.
One second. I gotta gather myself, because on top of that, he's a Christian man. Imagine a Christian man being put through this. Over some allegations, over some ego, over some lies, over the losing a battle in the court of public opinion. That's what happened. He lost a battle in a court of public opinion. The girl that was with them when the incident happened, who they say allegedly did the shooting, she took the fifth on the stand. Is that not motherfucking evidence enough for you fuckers to think, why is an innocent person taking the fifth on the stand? Think about that. Why? Why would an innocent person just take the fifth on the stand? They gave her full immunity. You know what the problem is? I'll tell you what the problem is. The system is a matriarchy system. It's fucked. It's fucked. If you're a man, you're a railroader, you're fucked. And it ain't just him. This could happen to anybody. This could happen to you. God forbid it could happen to anyone. Because you lose the fucking war as soon as people just say you did something. They don't even need evidence no more. What the fuck's going on with the world? The evidence was inconclusive. They didn't do DNA on everyone in the car. They only did the DNA on Tory. They already knew who they wanted. This is fucked, bro. This is beyond fucked, bro. I'm honestly so disgusted, and if you aren't, you won't understand. You won't understand until something similar happens to you or around you, and then you'll understand. I had a friend of mine, he lost his life. My friend lost his life. I'm not going to say me and him were like this, but he was a friend of mine, and I knew him. And I went to his funeral. His girl stabbed him in the eye, and it touched his brain. And he died. I went to his funeral, and I saw his mama crying there, bro. And I thought to myself, like, if it was a dude that did that to a girl, he would have got like a life sentence or death. I guarantee you, if I look up the shorty, she didn't get no time for that. It's crazy, bro. The system is so rigged against men. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, I'm hot, bro. I'm red hot right now, bro. Yeah, no, and all honesty, bro, until there's some serious change, the world is a very dangerous place for men. It's a very dangerous place for men, especially if you're a famous, rich person. You're fucked. You're guilty off the rip. You're guilty until found innocent, and then even then, all they got to do is have a little piece of evidence. You're fucked. Let's continue watching them.
America, land of the free and the home of the brave. I have watched from afar, being a Canadian. I have watched as presidents innumerable and other officials place their hand on the Bible and swear a sacred oath to uphold justice, to uphold truth, because that's what justice demands. So before I go any further, based on a courtroom that I stood in 508 days or so ago and heard my son convicted, is a court in the federal reality of things that also holds the Bible higher than judges. And so I'm going to pray a very short prayer before I get started here today.
Here's the thing. Not only do they not get touchdown numbers, not only do they not get numbers, they don't get held accountable for lies. They don't get held accountable for lies, and this is the most fucked up part of it all. You got the man. Let me skip it to where the bodyguard. I mean, not the bodyguard. The man comes and talks about how the bodyguard confessed. Now he's feeling bad. But why did it take for a man to almost lose his life? It took for a man to almost lose his life. An innocent man at that, alleged. Everything's alleged. You can't sue me. I'm speaking freely. Why did it take for a man to almost lose his life for you to say, you know what, bro, enough is enough? The man got sentenced to 10 years. That's 10 years you can't see your kid. He had I don't know, like a 10-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, something around there. You're not going to see your kid till they out of high school. That's insanity. Look, hold on, man. We got to watch that thing, man. We got to watch that. Hold on. Where's the video of I had it bookmarked. I had a bookmark on my Twitter where they said, oh, new evidence turned up. And when I saw that, I swear to y'all, when I saw it, I stopped. I didn't watch it. I was like, I can't watch this. This is going to make me so upset. This is going to ruin my day. It's going to ruin my stream. It's going to ruin everything. I don't want to watch it, bro. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Here it is.
Gentlemen.
Here it is. All right. So this is Tory Lanez. Here we go. Let's read what DJ Academic said. He said, there is new evidence, there is new Tory Lanez evidence. Apparently, Kelsey's bodyguard, who was around her during the trial, came forward and confirmed that Kelsey was the one who shot Meg. He said he overheard her say it. Now, let's listen to this.
Named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial.
Also, if he gave his name is Bradley, what they say, something, James. If he gave his name, that means he's willing to give a statement. He's not remaining anonymous. He's willing to come forward, which is good. But shame on that motherfucker. Shame on you, motherfucker. Because you should have did that from the jump. And that's the reason why we're where we at now. Because no one has honor. No one lives by a code anymore. You should have done that from the fucking jump. And you're going to have your karma come to you as well. Because you're fucked. You waited until the man almost died in prison. That man almost died in prison. A man who was railroaded to say, you know what, I'll come forward. You're fucked too.
As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated,
you woke up, your conscience woke up after 14 stab wounds. Now take that fucking, what's his name? James? What the fuck's his name? Take James, put him on a level 3 prison yard where racial tension is extremely high in California, and let him get stabbed up 14 times. And let him tell a story if he survives. If he survives, let him tell a story of that horror when somebody came up on you with a blade and got to stabbing you. When somebody got up on you fast and got to trying to take your fucking life. Your conscience woke up after that. It took that for your conscience to wake up. That tells me a lot about this James character too. You said, did I see the video of Charleston White talking about how you don't have to be in a child's life when they at least 10? He said, just buy them something. I know that's off topic. Charleston White is a troll. We're not going to address Charleston White right now. I want to remain serious for the remainder of this because this is a serious topic that's affecting men worldwide, not just here, but, you know, a lot is going on in America to where you don't even have to be guilty of anything, brother. If you're a man, you're already guilty. And this is what a lot of people don't understand because you know what? Everyone always thinks it can't happen to me. Everybody always thinks it can't happen to me. That's what they think until it happens, or until it happens to somebody like your brother or somebody like your uncle or your cousin. You get what I'm trying to say? You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I mean, listen, bro, the pain of just living in a jail cell, knowing that you're innocent, it's got to crush you so deeply. But I get it though, you know, when you walk with faith, when you love God for real, and you understand God has a plan for you and he won't leave your side, that's the only thing you hold on to, right? So that makes you feel whole. But you gotta think, bro, Christmas, you're in a cell. New Year's, you're in a cell. Goddamn, whatever. This ain't the first stabbing that happened around him. This is the first stabbing that happened to him. But imagine how many stabbings he had to witness, how much fights he probably was in, how much riots he probably was in. Wasn't he on a phone call when a riot broke off, bro? Like, shit is not a joke. This is not a joke. None of this is a joke. This is very serious. And for people to sit back and say, nah, it's cool, fuck them, that's crazy. That was always crazy to me, bro. From the jump, that was crazy to me, bro. I am literally sweating right now. There's sweat dripping down my back. I am so mad right now, bro. You won't understand. Let's continue watching this.
She had the gun. She fired it 3 times. Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody, never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw 2 women fighting, 2 men break up the fight, 1 man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. The passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates.
That was exactly what I thought too when I first saw it. That's exactly what I thought too. It was like, hold on, because they said her jewelry was like broken off and it looked like they were scuffling. So I'm like, okay, 2 women start fighting. And then you go to break it up. There's already shots that have been let off. It's no way you just, why would 2 women start fighting and then you pull out your shit and you're like, nah, fuck that. Bah, bah. And what she said on the stand, what she say? He told me dance, bitch, and shot me. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked. Y'all don't see how evil that is? That's so fucked up, bro. That is beyond fucked up, bro. That is next level fucked up. Honestly. Honest to God, bro. I can't even think of, how can you be so evil? How can you be so evil to ruin a man's image, ruin a man's character, ruin a man's life, take a man's freedom? And still, even to this day, she won't come forward and say, you know what? I lied. And she'll never do it. She'll never do it. And guess what? There won't be any consequences for her lying. You said, of course, that shit is wild. That's why it's crazy standards. I don't fuck with it at all. All I could do is go on. But I know you get it. It's so bizarre, right? Because you got to think, like, in reality, men are more useful than hurtful. If you really think about it, if we do numbers, men are more useful than hurtful in most cases, right? Is there fucked up dudes walking around here? Yes. Of course, there's fucked up dudes walking around everywhere, right? That's just life. But to every man just be automatic guilty is such a disjustice or misjustice or whatever you want to call it. Injustice, my bad. It's such an injustice to men as a whole. Honestly, it's like no man gets a fair shake. No man gets a fair shake. You got to damn near lose your life. And then look, he's still going back to prison. He's healing up in the hospital. When he finishes healing up, he got to go back in there. It's fucked up, bro. His son is old enough to browse on the internet. He sees, oh, fuck, my daddy got stabbed up. I'm telling you, bro.
That Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson.
That's exactly when I was watching the case and I heard that, I was like, and I read that, I was like, wait, why is it like they automatically X'd out everyone else that was there? How many crime scenes, how many investigations that they'll just automatically say, check him only? What the fuck kind of shit is that? That's not a true investigation. What detectives did this? Who did they get told? What did they get told to do? When there's multiple people, you check every single person. You don't just say, you know what, check him only. That don't sound sketchy? That don't sound weird? That don't sound backwards? Railroaded that man.
Even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense?
That's called railroading. That's what that's called. That's called 100% railroading. That's what that's called. You don't motherfucking just goddamn not do a full investigation and put somebody in fucking jail. What the fuck kind of shit is that, bro? Let's go back to the father. The father said some things that really touched my heart. The father said a lot of things that really, really touched my heart. So let's go back to him.
Said, so as I close, I want to quote Bob in their professional capacity. I would also like to publicly say thank you to the COs, the correctional officers that we have seen around him. In fact, these guys have been nothing but kind to him. The system is one thing, but guess what? There are people who work in the system, and some of them still have hearts. Some of them still have a conscience. So as I'm winding down today, I would like to report to all of you who care about Daystar Peterson, the artist Tory Lanez, around the world. The reports in the hospital is that he is doing remarkably well. I was told yesterday, because they had already taken out the tubes that were draining the fluids from his lungs, they had already taken them out by the time my wife and I got there. And I was told by the nurse, in his particular condition, normally they would have had to leave those tubes in at least a couple more days. But yesterday they took him out because they said he is recovering remarkably. All that is left is for the healing of the wounds. So thank you for all the prayers that have gone up sincerely on behalf of Daystar and my family. We are truly grateful. But this is not over. So I'm reaching out to every prayer warrior around the world who knows what Christ stands for. Please continue to stand with us.
That's crazy, because you know what? All the people involved in this situation, everyone that's involved in this situation, the people that found him guilty, the judge, the liars, I'm not gonna say who, the liars, everybody, they're watching this, and they're watching a father just distraught. They're watching a father who's keeping it together, but you could tell the pain. You can see the pain. He's keeping it together, and they're watching, and they won't step up and tell the truth. They won't step, and that tells you a lot about where we're at as a society. That tells you a lot about where we're at as a people. There were people celebrating Tory Lanez going to prison, and they didn't even watch the case, didn't even look at the evidence, didn't read over anything. They saw some shit on Twitter and was like, oh yeah, fuck him. Bro, that's a man who goes home to his child. That's a man who has a father who makes like, hey dad, how you doing? Like, that's a man. Why are you taking away the human aspect just because he's an artist? You want to take away the human aspect away from him because he's an artist? It's so fucked up, bro. I'm telling you. When I see shit like this, bro, it really makes me lose hope in humanity. As a whole, I lose hope in humanity. I really do. Because in reality, how something like this should be approached, it should be oh, whoa, what happened? Something happened. Let the investigation take its course or whatever. But a thorough investigation. A thorough investigation, not a bullshit investigation. Not saying that this was a bullshit investigation. Allegedly, everything's alleged. Don't sue me, but I don't give a fuck. But yeah, a thorough investigation, and then after that, let him be judged by a group of his peers with a thorough investigation with all the evidence, not with a motherfucking punk ass public opinion on Twitter and some bitch ass documentary about bullshit and a whole ass bitch lying and saying shit. I don't want to hear none of that. Give me facts. I'm a logical man. Give me facts. If the facts start to add up and it looks like he did it, send him away. I don't give a fuck. But if the facts don't add up, don't put an innocent man in prison. That is fucked up. That is beyond fucked up. And as a matter of fact, one of the forefathers, I can't remember which one, said, I'd rather 1,000 guilty men walk away than put one innocent man in prison or jail. I forgot what he said. Something like that. Or condemn one innocent man. That is beyond fucked up, bro. You're taking years out that man's life that he could be with his family, with his mom or stepmom, I think, because he lost his mom. Stepmom, his father, his kids, girl, everything. Finances getting destroyed. Public image destroyed. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Not gonna lie, bro. This is why, honestly, I understand the danger that women are in when they're dealing with men. I understand that. I do. Especially when they're meeting a new man. I understand that 100%, right? But I think men don't understand the danger that they're in. Trust me, brother. You are in a lot of danger when you're dealing with a lot of women, because all they got to do is be upset one day and say one thing about you, and you're fucked. Your life is over. Your job is gone. And every time you go to apply for a new job, guess what? They're going to look and say, oh, shit, he did some shit to a woman. It's fucked, bro. It's beyond fucked. I had a friend of mine. I don't want to put his business out, but I'm just going to tell a story. He was at home. His girl went to a wine tasting with her cousin. They got drunk, came home. And my friend used to cheat on his girl a lot. He did. They started talking, blah, blah, blah. And then the girl and her cousin just started beating the shit out of my friend. He calls the police on them. And guess what the police did? They took him to jail. And it cost him $5,000 to get out of jail. Eventually, he beat the case. But why? That's such an injustice, bro. That is ridiculous. I can't be the only one that feels like this. I can't be. It's crazy.
As I stated before, Daystar was not drunk on that morning. It was 6:30 in the morning. There was nothing like that. It was an unprovoked attack. I don't want to go into the details of how it went, although I know them, because it is too gory to be describing right now. And so as I close today, whatever has been needed to be said has been said. So as I close, I want to quote you David, the king of Israel, who said, "You lead me beside still waters and you restore my soul. You lead me in the path of righteousness."
Also, I saw information on the guy who did the stabbing. He's a no good piece of shit. He's a PC. He's in jail for killing a 13-year-old who he had a relationship with at the age of 20. He's been in jail for about 20 years. He's a no good, low life piece of shit who had nothing to lose. Matter of fact, 1090 Jake breaks it down. I don't know if I can watch his content without getting copyrighted, but we're gonna watch his content because I don't care about getting copyrighted right now.
Shows you attempted murder trial with.
This is the guy right here. This is the guy. He's a no good piece of shit dropout. He's not a fucking gang member. You can't be a gang member. You can't be affiliated. You can't do none of that because you're a fucking chomo. You're a chomo who killed a kid. You can't be you're no part of no faction. You're no part of no group. You're a PC 100%. So yeah, let's rewind it a little bit though.
Dark violent history. On June 8th, 2022, a then 20-year-old Santino, who went by the name Sonny, was heard arguing with his 13-year-old girlfriend. Minutes later, she was shot in the face with a shotgun. Santino would go on the run for 2 weeks before being arrested. His own family would testify.
He said 2022, but I believe it was 2002 when the incident happened, and he's been in prison ever since. So he's been in prison for about 23 years.
Against him in court, how they heard the argument before the blast. A coroner would testify the barrel must have been 4 inches away from the girl's face before it went off.
He shot her point blank.
An interview from the day he was arrested would be played at trial where Santino admitted to having a relationship with the 13-year-old girl for a month before the shooting. The girl was a runaway.
Look at the pieces of shit that Tory Lanez was around. Look at the pieces of shit he was around, all because of a bullshit case of bullshit accusation. You're around somebody who shot a motherfucking kid in the face. It's crazy. It's crazy work, man.
While Santino was on parole from the California Youth Authority for burglary. In 2004, Santino would be sentenced to life in prison for murdering 13-year-old Evelyn Candejas and 2 other attempted murders from 2 separate stabbings.
Is this dude 6'6"?
While in prison, he'd be sent.
This dude is 6'6"? This is a big fucker. Is he 6'6"? That's a big motherfucker, huh? This guy is 6'6". The guy who stabbed Tory is 6'6"? That's crazy, bro. That's a big ass dude.
Sentenced to an additional 6 years for a prison stabbing on another inmate, and in 2018, he was sentenced to an additional 2 years for possessing a knife in prison. Santino Casio was as dangerous as they come, but his conviction for murdering a 13-year-old girl he'd been dating confirms he was definitely an SNY inmate, as he'd never be allowed to walk in general population without being stabbed or killed.
Never.
Why he chose to attack Tory Lanez is unknown. Many questioned if Tory was targeted because of his own conviction for allegedly shooting his former friend Meg Thee Stallion. The fact that he had a female victim, many would assume would be reason enough for him to be hit. But Santino's case is far worse than Tory's could ever be portrayed, and offers no motive as to why this happened. Tory Lanez is expected to survive.
No. That fucker did not do that because there is absolutely no way that he stabbed him. He stabbed him because of the case. There's no way, because this guy's a PC. This guy's a piece of shit. He's a chomo. He shot a child. When you're a chomo and you're in no contact with no real individuals in the California State Prison, when you're a chomo or you're anything like that, you cannot be around no general population inmates. They will get off on you immediately. They will stab you. They will try to kill you. That you cannot be around them. So you got to be in PC or you're in a 50-50 yard or SNY yard. You got to be in one of those. You cannot be around any general population. As a matter of fact, as a general population inmate, you can't be around nobody like this without stabbing them. So there's no way that he did it out of honor or out of morals or anything like that. It had to be either jealousy, or just anger, or just flat out trying to get famous, maybe. You know, the guy's been in prison 23 years. He doesn't have a fucking dog to bark at him, for sure. At this point, he's 41 years old. He's a piece of shit. He's a chomo. And he's been convicted of multiple other stabbings in jail, which is crazy, because why the hell they don't just give him the chair, get him up out of here? That is a scum of the earth. Why the fuck not just give him the jail, get him up out of here, bro? This is Whack 100 giving up new info on the guy.
More and more information on that Mexican that poked up Tory Lanez have been released, and I've been doing my homework on everything.
Who was found shot to death early Sunday in an apartment. The two shared in Lancaster is being sought out. The last time the family heard from her was Mother's Day. Now, how old is what they say? And this been 23 years. Did they give his age in the last?
He's 41 years old.
He was like 42 or something. Let me see, 42 minus 23.
He been in jail since like 19.
He is 42 now. That means he was like 19, 20, 10-year-old. So that's where the PC move come from right there. When they read that paperwork. So that's why he PC'd up. He was living in Lancaster. CYA, baby. He's a career criminal. He
was sent more and more now.
Yeah, for real. That's what it sound like.
I just don't understand. I thought Tory Lanez was in general population. I don't understand how you have an inmate like this around you. Because usually when you're in general population, you don't mingle with these kind of people. For this very same reason, they're pieces of shit, and they're not part of any faction. There's no politics that govern over him. Everyone else, you're governed by your politics, which means you don't do out of line shit. You know what I'm saying?
You want to make good, handle his business.
Get some disrespect somewhere?
Nah. Tory ain't got no paths crossed. I can't see that.
Nah.
Tory didn't even have a celly.
Okay, bro, hear me out. Scenario, right? Alright. So, power play. You got him with a check, right? He feeding the opposition. He feeding them good too. They getting it all. How we stop that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be real. I ain't never seen them worry about. I ain't never seen no shit. Never worry about how they was feeding their people, and they ain't never worry about how we was feeding ours. But
no, you don't do that. That's gonna cause everybody to go to war with everybody. So I don't believe that was the reason. There's got to be another motive. I don't believe that was the motive.
Even with that, just powwowing with the homies, I just had 5 lines. Every double better right there. We talking. I'm like, bro, trying to make sense of this. He said, what?
I still can't believe it, bro. I'm still in disbelief. This is just so disgusting, bro. I just really wish I really wish he would get his justice, man, because that's an extremely fucked up situation he was in, all for what seems to be all lies. And I want to know. No, I like Hassan. But sometimes he be a little too drunk. That's all. He be a little too drunk. I like Hassan content. I used to watch it when he hit him in the head with the hedge. Like, I like his shit. But after Hassan got shot, I was like, okay, I'm not watching this dude no more, bro. Because what the fuck is going on? But his crash out moments are so funny, though. His crash out moments are hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But yeah, man, I'm so disgusted with this Tory Lanez situation, bro. Honestly, bro. It's so insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really hope. Hold on, wait. There's more to the press conference. I want to see
criminal justice policy. I helped pass the First Step Act during President Trump's first term. I've spent years focusing on.
I actually spoke to Nathan yesterday at the Menendez trial, so he's aware.
Bro, this dude academics drinks too much, bro. He's a goat, but he drinks too much. Oh, whoa. We're not gonna listen to that. Don't get the talking about all of that. I don't want them people after me now. Come on now. I don't want them people after me. I ain't nothing but a regular, degular, beggar man. I got about 6 people watching me. I don't need them people coming after me. Let me live my life normal. I don't want no issues. All right. Yeah, though, I'm gonna say this, man. I want to say this, bro. I want y'all to pay close attention to what I'm about to say, man. Pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Listen, bro. We're seeing it. We're seeing it over and over and over again. We just seen it. Injustice with Tory. It was crazy. He got stabbed up. And technically, he shouldn't even have been there. He could have lost his life. He could have had another couple kids. I don't know how many kids he got. 2 kids without a father. A dad would have lost his son. Brothers would have lost their brother. Sister would have lost their brother. All because people are so emotional. People are so hyper emotional nowadays that they can't sit their emotions to the side and look at the evidence. Look at the evidence. What does the evidence say? What does the evidence say? If the evidence is inconclusive, don't throw a man in prison because of goddamn public opinion. Public opinion should not matter. It should not matter. I saw a tweet by a girl that said, all men should start in prison and get out. Well, bitch, guess what? If we were all in prison, the world would crumble. You dumbass bitch. And I'm beyond agitated. I'm not gonna lie. I need to chill. I gotta get in the shower. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. But listen, we need legislation to protect men. We need legislation to protect men. We need that. We're at a breaking point. We're at a breaking point. If we don't get legislation to protect us, we gonna live in a world where we can't say nothing. Be quiet. Cause all the bitch gotta do is pick up that phone, your life is ruined. And she don't even gotta do it that day. Look what's happening with DDG. She could do it 6 months later, 7 months later, 8 months later, 10 months later, a year later. Whenever you get your bag, you might have been grinding 6, 7 years. She knew you for 3 of them years. Guess what? You get your bag, now she get the, our relationship was abusive. You're fucked. It's over with. Or it could be Bill Cosby style. You could get hit 30 years later. This fucking matriarchy we live in, bro, is completely foul. It's not fair to men at all. And honestly, I really hope maybe it won't be me. Maybe I won't see it in my generation or my timeline. But I really hope that maybe somebody will stand up one day for the men. Because honestly, bro, we're getting done dirty. We're getting done foul. Everywhere, all around. Not just in court. Not just in criminal court. We're getting done dirty in family court. We're getting done dirty with child support. We get done dirty everywhere. All around. 360. All around. And as a man, it's very hard to maneuver, bro. This is why men ain't really interested in dating no more. It's extremely hard to maneuver when you got motherfucking so much guns to your head. All the time. And I'm through, and I'm pissed, and I hope y'all have a great night. I'm going to shower. I'm going to keep crashing. I don't want to keep crashing, man. I'm going, man.